Hello, everyone. Today, for the informative speech, I'll be talking about current issue that we're experiencing. Um, Most of you have probably heard of it, or at least have a glance of it, since the mainstream media has not covered off to full extent the issue. That is the Dakota Pipeline Access, which is a project by Energy Transfer Partners, which is a company which is doing all the construction and the movement of crude oil. And the movement of crude oil goes from North Dakota, South Dakota into Iowa, and finally going into South Illinois, the southern part of the state. And the main purpose, like I said, is to transport crude oil to be refined and distributed in Illinois. And this is one of the maps I want to show you guys. Um, so it goes from the top, which is Stanley, all the way into Illinois, and it crosses over several major rivers. One of them being the Missouri River, and the other one being the Mississippi River, which is one of the pretty much the biggest river we have in the U.S. right now. And with that, I want to give you guys a glimpse of both sides of the spectrum. One being who are the stakeholders, what's affecting the stakeholders, and what can we do different, or what are the options for fossil fuels or renewable, or why stop doing the pipeline. So I want to first one of the sides is by constructing the pipeline, we're talking about 8,000 to 12,000 construction jobs. That's based on the Energy Transport Partners, which is the construction company, and plus any jobs for maintenance in the future once the construction is complete. This construction is going to cost around $3.7 billion, and it's to transport, like I said, crude oil, which is about 7.4 billion barrels of undiscovered oil from North Dakota into, like I said, South Illinois. And this is about 374 million gallons of gasoline per day if we do the transfer. And this is about 1,172 miles to be exact, from one point from the start to finish, and that's going to cross major areas, which is what we call the breadbasket, right? And a lot of sensitive natural areas, which is wildlife habitats. And I want to mention that the reason I'm mentioning that is because based on the Pipeline Hazard Material Safety Administration, which has reported more than 3,300 leaks or ruptures in pipelines in the U.S. Since 2010. So we have a potential. It's already happening. We already having leaks and ruptures of already 8 pipelines that we have for the same reason of transporting crudes throughout the U.S. One of the issues too is that the U.S. is so dependent on foreign oil from the Middle East and countries like Mexico, which most of the crude oils come from and refined, which is gasoline. But also on the other side, by stopping this by going ahead and finishing up the construction, it's affecting about 10,000 tribes which live without the area where the pipeline is going to go at. And the major outbreak in news came from the Standing Rock Sioux community, which the construction was violating a lot of the sacred places of Indian tribes, and that's not counting all the local farmers and everyone that is throughout the pipeline. And again, like I said, major rivers that are crossing, that potential leaks may happen and contaminating waters and land. But also, one of the biggest questions is how do we stop this, or what are the options, right, to fossil fuels? So some of the options for fossil fuels are windmills, electric cars, or hybrid cars, or more fuel efficient movement of cars and trucks, right? The perfect example is Costa Rica, which is one of the countries that has you can say, been like a role model for the fuel efficient, which Costa Rica is not dependent on fossil fuels. Most of their energy is renewable. A lot of it is geothermal and thermal energy. Most of it is hydro energy, which is based on water movement. Um, and so it can be done. We can change to a more other alternative sources of energy other than fossil fuels. With that, I want to leave you guys with something to think about, and to inform, to make sure you guys are informed on what the issue is currently at. This is something that's going on since 2014. I technically only learned about it this year when some of the stuff came out on the news. But this is an ongoing problem that some of the tribes and local farmers and local people around the pipeline are trying to stop for, and something to think about and inform you guys about. And I hope you guys learned something today about with this video. Take a moment to look at the audience.